Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is the show we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Patreon, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, wherever, guys. While you're there, go and rate, review, subscribe, then head on over to the Facebook group or Twitter account and join in the discussion. Don't forget you can find me personally, Slim Dayspring 12 on Twitter and Instagram. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this beautiful Tuesday. It was a beautiful Tuesday actually here in Austin, Texas. I think the rain's coming. The sky's gotten a little bit gloomy since I got home about an hour ago. Checked the forecast. They've been talking about thunderstorms for the last 24 hours. I think it's finally coming, but that's okay. You know, we'll just sit here, weather the storm, and talk some good stuff. That's right. Housekeeping first. So last Tuesday was May the 4th, Star Wars Day. As you know, big Star Wars fan here, so I celebrate every May 4th. Watched Rogue One, watched The Bad Batch. Really just, celebrated. While I was working, I was listening to the Star Wars music the whole day. It's what I do, but the Bad Batch did premiere, and I was thinking about doing a review of the first two episodes this weekend with my wife Lisa, who is also a big Star Wars fan. Did not get around to it, so probably what's going to happen, like I usually do with TV shows, wait till the whole season is over and then do a season review is usually what I like to do, just because we didn't get a chance to actually review, the season premiere. We'll just wait till the end of the season and we'll review that, so that's out of the way. The show, what is it, Shadow and Bone? The new Netflix series based off the book series. I tried checking it out because some people told me I needed to check it out. I checked it out and I gave it the 3-episode try. Wasn't a big fan of it, so I'm not going to talk about that. Didn't really love it, honestly. Like I said, I gave it 3 episodes, couldn't get into the characters, so I just, bailed on it. There are a lot more stuff I wanted to watch, and I knew something I wanted to watch coming up was Jupiter's Legacy, which is the Netflix superhero series based off the comic book by Mark Millar, which I've read the comic book. I enjoyed the comic book, so I was excited for this one. I'm about halfway through it right now. To be honest, it's not, great like watching The Boys or maybe Invincible, but I think it's okay. I'm going to get to the end of it, hopefully do my review sometime this week of it, and you guys fire back, of course, on the social media groups or on the Gmail account. Let me know what you think about Jupiter's Legacy, Shadow and Bone, if I need to give it another try, and of course, Star Wars The Bad Batch. All right, so housekeeping is out of the way. My coffee for the afternoon is finally starting to kick in, so let's get into it, guys. Yesterday, Sony Pictures dropped the first trailer for the sequel to their 2018 Venom film, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Now, this one stars Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams back. They had the 2018 film directed by Ruben Fleischer, I believe is who it was, the guy who did Zombieland, the 2 Zombieland movies. He was the director of this one. This one, he's not directing. Andy Serkis, that's right, the motion capture god himself, Andy Serkis, is going to be directing. Now, Serkis not known for his directing, obviously. The only other thing of really notability that he directed, hold on, I got him on IMDb right here. Director, he did the Mowgli movie, The Mowgli Legend of Jungle, which I think went straight to Netflix. I think I watched the first 30 minutes of it and turned it off. The problem with that is it came out, right after when they did the Jungle Book, Disney's Jungle Book by Jon Favreau. It was looked at as the lesser of the Jungle Book films, but even as I watched it, I really couldn't get into it too much anyway, so there's that. So Andy Serkis, directing this, and it makes sense, I guess, because of the character of Venom, and it is probably very much animated or motion capture type of character. To get someone who knows that and knows how to direct that, sure, probably makes sense for a film such as this. Before I get to talking about this film and this trailer, let's run down the history here. So the first Venom film, like I said, came out in 2018, Sony Pictures, based off the Marvel Comics character Venom, which was a side character to Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man, of course, being used over in Marvel Studios, the MCU, so this character was not going to have a connection to Spider-Man is how they did, which I'm one of those fans I think was a mistake. I think the number one thing I enjoy about the character of Venom is his kind of vendetta against Spider-Man and Peter Parker in regards to Eddie Brock too. So I walked into that film not really thinking I was going to enjoy it that much, but Tom Hardy, great actor. Michelle Williams, great actress. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I walked out of that film thinking it was the biggest piece of crap film. I mean, oh my God. I remember I came home, and I think I immediately came home and I did a review and say how horrible I thought this film was. It just seemed like a 90s style film that, what comic movies used to be, like a Halle Berry Catwoman or a Batman and Robin or something like that. It was comical to me is what it was. I went home and I told people I think the best thing about that film to me was the post-credit scene, which was a preview for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And the one scene that really sticks out to me that makes it horrible is that restaurant scene where like Eddie is fighting with the Venom character, and he's like hopping around and eating things out of the fish tank or lobster tank, and it was I remember putting my head down and just like cringing at that kind of scene. It was not great in my opinion. I did not like that film at all. Probably one of my least favorite comic book based films in the last couple of years. So, with that being said, a sequel to that was not something I was looking forward to. Oh, and of course, the mid-credit scene they had was Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy, I believe is how you say his name, a.k.a. Carnage. He had like bright red hair, and he's like, "Let there be carnage," and it was horrible, just a horrible film in my opinion. If you enjoyed it, great, fine, cool. You want to watch something and enjoy it. So if you did enjoy it, great. For me, I did not like the film at all. So going into this one, I'm not expecting much. Watch the trailer, and I'm still not expecting much. But I think I nailed what it is I don't like about these films, and it's really how Venom is. The kind of the buddy relationship between Tom Hardy's character Eddie and the Venom character. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, if it worked for you, I think that's probably why you love that first Venom film. The odd couple almost kind of thing going on. It doesn't work for me, is what it is. So, and to me, it was disappointing because you have an actor of Tom Hardy's caliber, Michelle Williams. Now you got Woody Harrelson in here, and to see them, in a movie that I feel like doesn't work that great, that is wasting their talents, it just makes me sad is what it is. But Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy, from what we saw, Woody Harrelson is a great actor, and I think he could do a great job with this character. But I thought the same thing about Tom Hardy. It was in the writing, it was in the writing and how it was acted out and directed and edited and all that stuff. An actor can only do so much with the material. The CGI stuff, still looked great. Venom looks great. They gave us a little preview of Carnage here. Still looks great. But if the script, if the other pieces don't fit together to something that, is entertaining, and of course, entertainment is in the eye of the beholder, so to speak, it just doesn't work. And like I said, that first Venom film did not work for me. Watching this trailer, the way Venom was cooking breakfast or upset about chocolates, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't get me. Now, of course, I'm not a huge fan of the Venom character in general anyway. He's one of those anti-hero comic book characters, Wolverine, Batman, Iron Man, they're cool, That's not my cup of tea at all, Captain America, Cyclops, Superman, those are my guys. Anti-heroes aren't my really thing. Venom I never really got into as some of others have. And I'm curious too, watching the trailer, how they're going to deal with Carnage as far as getting the symbiote, because I remember in the comic book, if I remember correctly, I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but I remember a little bit of this is when Eddie Brock was locked up with Cletus Cassidy and he busted out. He left a piece of the symbiote behind, and that's how Cletus became Carnage. And you have this scene in here where Cletus is about to get the death penalty or injected or whatever you call it, and Carnage comes out. And I think that's a scene from the comics, if I remember correctly. And then I know, look on IMDb, they also have the character of Shriek in here, who played by Naomi Harris, who is again another fabulous actress. She's going to be playing the character of Shriek, which I believe is Carnage's girlfriend in the comics. Again, not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how it goes down. So again, look at the top billing for this movie. Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Woody Harrelson, Naomi Harris, Stephen Graham even looks like he's in this. He's a great actor too. Great talent. And I feel like it's going to go to such waste in this film. Now, again, Andy Serkis, I'm sure he's a great actor and a great motion capture actor, and directing, we haven't seen a broad sense of what he can do yet. But again, this is all just me based off my disenchantment of the first Venom film. I'm not looking forward to this. This trailer, if anything, reinforced how or why I don't like that first film, and how, this is something out of the less traditional range. I will say it is, it's not a Marvel movie, it's not a DC movie, it's not even, the kind of like, what I want to say, mature superhero stuff we're getting today, like with, Invincible, The Boys, Jupiter's Legacy. It's kind of straying away from that as well. It's, again, to me, it just seems so goofy. I know I should be happy that we're getting something different aside from those other things I just listed, but just doesn't hit me, I guess, is what it is. So if you guys like the trailer, fire back. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're excited for Venom. Comes out, I believe, September 24th. Is this the date set? Of course, with COVID and everything, it's been, bumped around. Venom is a character that, even though I'm not a big fan of him, I think he works best with Spider-Man, and Sony not really being able to use Spider-Man live action yet, that's another story altogether. Again, it doesn't work for me. I mean, I would love to see a Maximum Carnage movie, Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage in there. That would be cool in my eyes, but without Spider-Man, he's the glue that holds it all together. So it just doesn't, catch my attention, keep my attention for that. The Eddie Brock character, I've never thought was the best Venom. My favorite Venom is in Flash Thompson. I think if they did a Flash Thompson, which I said this, I believe, when the first Venom film came out, Flash Thompson ended up, joining the army. He loved Spider-Man, inspired by Spider-Man, even though he bullied Peter Parker in high school, ended up joining the army, ended up losing his legs, entered a military program where he bonded with the symbiote and became Venom, and struggled with the darkness within him. To me, that is a great story. That's my favorite Venom, as opposed to Eddie Brock and other interpretations. If that was more the storyline, I'd be all about it. But again, they're going with Eddie Brock. It is what it is. It doesn't catch me. It does some people. If you like the trailer, if you like Venom, hop on social media, hop on the Gmail account. Let me know why. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean you should. We all get our enjoyment out of many different ways, because it's art. Art is subjective, and that's cool with me. So that's it, guys. Like I just said, fire back. Let me know what you think about Venom, the sequel. Are you excited for Carnage? I'm not, but it is what it is, guys. But let me know. Like I said, you can find me personally, Slim Dayspring 12 on Twitter and Instagram. Fireback on the Facebook group and Twitter account, where I always post stories there. And then if you have anything more lengthy to say, you can hit me up, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. So like I said, I'm going to try to get through Jupiter's Legacy this week so I can do a quick review on that. Also, The Nevers, the show on HBO. I haven't watched the newest episode yet, Sunday's episode, but I'm planning on doing that. They got one more episode, I know, for the season. Then I will do a season review of that. If you haven't watched it, I'd recommend checking it out. There's a stigma to it, I know, because of Joss Whedon, which I plan on talking about in my review, but it's an enjoyable show. There's that, guys. Fireback, of course, on the social media groups on anything else you want to talk about. But that's it for today. Until next time, guys, may the Force be with us all.